this has to be, I don't know, I don't know if this is a good idea or a bad idea, but whatever. Okay, let's do it. All right. So I already tried to start this, and I introduced them, so I guess it's everybody, I mean, people know who Andrew Wilson is. He's a very good debater. I disagree with, a lot of his main conclusions, but I really admire his debate skills. I also admire how, far-reaching of an audience this is, because I'm coming from, an academic background, I guess, literally, but, hold on, oh, yeah, okay. All right, great, good job there. Let's try this. Okay.
If we can, if we don't get
a debate traditionally.
Start with the grifting topic and move on through the other two. Josie, would you like to deliver your opening statement, please?
Yes, thank you. So tonight I'm discussing a few things with Andrew Wilson. While secularism and feminism are points upon which we disagree, and I look forward to the discussion that we'll have about those two topics. The reason that we're here tonight is because I publicly called Andrew Wilson a grifter, and I stand by that statement. So I'm not here to argue whether or not Andrew is lying about his political ideologies, and I will not argue whether or not he's got credit.
So I already heard the first few minutes, so I can't naturally react to them. So yeah, I'm going to try to remember what my initial reactions were, but I don't. Also, yeah, anyway, let's keep going.
Christ in his heart. When you go to receive your judgment, it's not me who's going to be standing in front of you. However, to win a debate traditionally, you make your arguments in front of a judge or panel and then try to determine whose arguments were more persuasive and well supported through evidence. That judge or panel is meant to be neutral. Debates are traditionally meant to sway those who are on the fence or convert others.
She's thinking of the the presidential debate. It's not debate in general. Yeah, and I mean, the dialectic is supposed to be informative, and that is important to me. Yeah, sparring is fun. Sparring is super fun. It's, I don't know, it's an interesting puzzle to solve. Plus, I guess winning is psychologically fun. I don't know. So that's great. I do love that. But I guess I'm so high. I'm so stoned. Oh, good, awesome. Yeah, I guess I was thinking more in the dialectic. So you start with one point, you entertain a counterpoint, and hopefully you come into some synthesis of the two. That's the Hegelian dialectic. There's a Socratic one too, but it's kind of the same. But yeah, I mean, when we engage in discourse, we learn from each other. That's one of the main reasons why I went on Twitter, to be honest, because I'm just in an echo chamber all the time, and it's not working for me. So I not that I want to be swayed all the way anywhere. I don't, but I want to get the whole picture, and I might be swayed because I'm, respond to reason to some degree.
To your side of thinking. In informal debates, that is not the case. In formal debates, there are rules for speaking and decorum. Informal debates are not seeking to discover truth. They are simply just to be right. They are to own the...
Honestly, that's not true at all. Okay, so I like to fight with these, red pill people, right? Because why not? I mean, that's the most fun, right? So I like to fight with them, and I always learn something when I fight with them. What did I learn today? I don't know. I'm stoned. I forget. But it was from somebody on Twitter, so yeah. Okay.
The other side. Andrew's own courses, Verbal Combat or Debate University, in name alone, give a false sense of prestige, credibility, and expert-level knowledge.
I don't think anybody thinks that a course that you buy from is the same thing as. I think with this alternative, There are a lot of dangers with all this like alternative media. There are, but it is a shortcut to get, impart skills to people that are, would be useful for them in their everyday lives. I think debate is useful for everybody, not just because it's fun, not just because I want people to be able to prove their point, but it helps you figure out what it is that in fact you think on it, think about a topic. So it is useful, informal or not. Sometimes informal is more useful because it gets that dopamine flowing. I don't know.
Psychologically, Jesus, it derives trust Junior. And postures him as a leader or authority figure. This is not something that is unique to Andrew. It is a truth for virtually everyone in this new age debate bro era of informal debate and online discourse, and that applies to people on both sides of the aisle. Andrew is no different from Brian Atlas, Destiny, Myron Gaines, Dean Withers, Charlie Kirk, or Hassan Piker. A grifter is defined as somebody who uses deception to...
I thought we were supposed to like... We're definitely supposed to like Hassan, right? I don't know if we're supposed to like Destiny anymore.
Deprive people of money or possessions. Now, I am not arguing that Andrew's grift is in his beliefs or his ideologies. I am arguing that the grift of Andrew is that he is benefiting from the sham that is modern informal debate. Andrew is monetized across all platforms. His YouTube happily accepts donations, and for the...
Wait, why is that bad? So he made... I don't know. He made money where the people who are participating are aware that he's making...
A one-time price of just $249. You can you can purchase his verbal combat course and become extra insufferable at all family holidays. The purpose of debate is traditionally to further exchange.
Yeah, I mean, so I don't know how. So there's like a horseshoe for how well debate will serve you in your life. Because if you piss off everybody you know, because you're always fighting with them, and not because you're mad, just because you're like, well, actually, which is kind of what you get trained to do. It's not necessarily the best for relationships, you could say.
Change ideas, sometimes conflicting ideas, and to work towards progress. Formally, excuse me, sorry. I may need my glasses at some point because I am blind and I am reading my notes. Forgive me. In the sport of these live social media debates, the objective is not progress. It is just to win, as I mentioned, by owning your opponent. It is to create drama for clicks and curate algorithmic gotchas.
Why not all of them?
As per the recent studies published by the NIH Library of Medicine, consuming this type of content does more harm than good to the viewer. There has been a particular uptick in reported cases of anxiety, depression, suicidal ideation.
Okay, I maybe believe that. That's a problem. I want to look into that. Thank you for pointing that out.
On both sides of the aisle, reported feelings of isolation and distrust are skyrocketing. You are writing a prescription for a problem that you are manufacturing. Now, obviously, I am sat here engaging in this very thing that I am disavowing. I am not a political commentator. I am not a seasoned debater. I am a comedian. I am actually letting down my own audience tonight who wants nothing more than to see me call you a big gay dildo and then rub the olive jar moment in your face. But that is not my plan for this evening. I am not here as a comedian. I am not
What's the olive jar? I'm going to look it up.
Monetizing from the stream in any capacity. I am not making a move to be a figure in the debate space. My only objective tonight is to pull the curtain and show the audience what this really is, which is just a money grab. I have no intention to operate.
Aren't people supposed to have jobs? I don't understand.
In this space would be a political pundit moving forward. The fact that Andrew is here and willing.
Oh, when he didn't open the olive jar. Right. I didn't actually watch that, but I did enjoy that. I scrolled through it and I was happy that happened. But I don't care
to debate me is evidence of this grift in and of itself. I have said things about Andrew Wilson before, publicly, on whatever, on Twitter, on various forms of social media, I've said things about Andrew, and he has never engaged back. It was not until one person with 5 followers tried to appeal to Andrew, and then I tried to very directly tell this person, he does not care about you. This is not, he doesn't actually care about his audience. He's not your crusader. He's not trying to help you. It wasn't until I made that point and made that curtain pull that Andrew then decided to acknowledge.
I actually don't believe that. So I binged whatever, like maybe 6, 7. I binged it at like the end of 2024, beginning of 2025 maybe. And I guess at first I thought Andrew and Rachel kind of like came across as like total jerks. But then, I don't know, there were a couple episodes where like both of them, it was a separate episode. One was like, with him it was like he was talking to like some older lady who's like still in the market. That must suck. Anyway, talking to her, and then another one, I think Rachel was talking to some OF girls, and I don't know, they're like little muscles that move in people's faces, and you can just tell that they like give a F. And like, I don't know. At those moments when I kind of just saw them like kind of laughing along and like actually caring about those people's well-being, I really do think that like it is good faith across the board. Again, this is the United States of America. I love it here. I don't want to have the church take over the state. I don't want that. Anyway, I just want to say, like, I don't agree with everything he says, like, at all, far from it. I think he's genuine, and his lady as well. And that woman is really smart. Anyway, let's go.
My statements and challenge me to this debate. The fact that you would waste your time on an unseasoned, inexperienced debater, someone who is not in this space, is evidence that you are just looking to own your opponent and to...
No, I'm sorry. Okay, I think he just, like, does this. I think he just, like, can't stop. I don't know. I don't think that's bad. I don't know.
Clip farm through this. So, that is my opening statement. I'm excited to see what we're going to have in front of us tonight. I will...
But yeah, you can do something compulsively for all kinds of reasons. It doesn't have to be, because you're like addicted to winning or whatever.
Yield the rest of my time.
Thank you, Josie. And Andrew, to you, please.
That's it.
Okay, if I'm not as hard on him as I was on her, then I don't know. I guess I gotta work on that. Let's go.
Like that? Are you sure?
Yeah.
You got all that time, and those were the points that you wanted to make?
There will be more points. We have a 2-hour discussion ahead of us.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, it's only 30 minutes.
Okay, that's like kind of like psychologically not, but whatever. Like we already know what we're like. He's gonna do that kind of stuff.
So you're. I don't
know. I can feel some responses to that, some disapproving ones. But let's go.
So you can bring up whatever you want, like whatever you want. You can bring up in your opening. You still got plenty of time. You sure?
No, I'm sure we can end that part there. I don't need to just ramble on and give you a speech.
Okay, so I guess we'll go through it one point at a time. She defines a grifter as somebody who deprives people of money through nefarious means. I don't see how me having a debate course people ask me to make for them does that. Sounds like somebody's asking me for a product. I created the product, and then I sell the product. Now, if it were the case that I was selling a product and then wasn't delivering on the product, that would be depriving people of their money through nefarious means. And
okay, I'm not sure. I wonder if people really asked him for it, or if he just made it and did this and then they bought it. Which came first, the marketing or the product?
I would say that that would probably entail grifting of some kind. She also makes some kind of ridiculous statement. She says a judge or a panel in a formal debate needs to rule who wins. It's not the case. Most of the time, judges in formal debates are actually there in order to keep the debate on track, just like in informal debates where you have a moderator. She says an informal debate isn't there to discover truth, but that's exactly what it's there to do.
I don't care about this. Well, okay, I care about that last part, but I don't care about the hair splitting.
The thing is right now, the entire inquisition that she's giving me on being a grifter is for her to try to tell my audience what she believes is the truth, right? So she negates her own opening statement immediately. She says, for $249, you can purchase Debate University. That's true, but I just want to let you know when I launched it was $500. We sold a lot of courses. I'd only recently lowered the price since Christmas because I'm a really nice guy. She says the objective of debates isn't progress. It's designed.
So I've taught logic. I haven't seen his course, but I've taught logic. I've taught critical thinking. I've taught feminist philosophy, epistemology, history of philosophy. I taught all that. And all of those courses, I think, I was at Syracuse. I think it was like, how much is a credit at Syracuse? Hold on. Syracuse, and this was a while ago, so we can take, but Syracuse cost per credit. Okay. It's like 2,000? And this is in 2018 when I was there. All right, so 6,000 for one of those courses versus, 250.
To own the opposition. The truth is that we live in a world in which people have very, very small attention spans. Because of this, in order to kind of grip them into
Yeah, honestly, that's why I'm so fascinated with this internet debate space. Because I'm very ADHD. I'm always on the internet. I learned so much from, just going back and forth with people. And I'm glad that other people are getting an opportunity to sort of get that same experience. I guess I feel I guess Hassan kind of takes care of the other side. I don't know. I haven't really seen, Hassan's more of like a literary approach, whereas like this is more of like an analytic, how would they say, like an analytic approach, for lack of a better word.
Things that you're trying to relay to them. And by the way, comics do the same thing. They release bits of themselves, kind of highlight reels of the things that they do.
I don't care about this.
Ooh, and the things that they actually said which were funny, in order to put that out so that people can find them and watch more content from them. They are not, and I guarantee my opponent's done this.
Right,
I'm sure if you go to her own channel, she'll probably have very short videos of her, which are designed to put her in the best possible light so that people will come and check out her comedy and content. She's guilty of the exact same thing she's accusing me of.
Yeah.
She also says that she has a study, but I want you to actually produce a study, and here's why. Something I'd like to point out is that most people who produce studies, especially in debates, haven't actually read them. I would like to actually ask my opponent directly.
Yeah, I might not.
And I'll give her just a very quick amount of time here because it's still my opening statement to just answer this truthfully, right? Did you actually read the study, yes or no, or did you just read a synopsis of the study? The truth.
I read the study.
Okay.
Both of the studies.
And how many pages is the study?
I read it through the web browser.
Yeah, how many pages was it?
Well, it was just I scrolled through the
Yeah, how
study.
many pages was it though?
I wasn't looking.
Was
at
it
the
more
page
than 50? Maybe
scrolled.
more than 50? 100? Yeah,
I
you didn't read the study. Okay, so anyway, I just want to point out, back to my opening statement here, right, that guarantee you that she
That's not conclusive. Come on.
just told you
And
first.
also, so I relate to both sides, from their point of view. I relate to her side because, I'm a lady and I've experienced this. And then I relate to his side because I'm kind of lazy and impulsive, and I don't realize that there are nerds out there who might actually just sit on their phone and read the whole study, because I wouldn't. So I don't know if he's projecting, but I think he might be. I don't know, unless he's a speed reader. I don't know. My uncle can read a book in an hour. So no, not my sister. My sister taught herself how to read. I didn't do anything like that.
First live tonight. By the way, she snuck in a personal attack right away, right? I just really want to call Andrew a PK dildo. I really just want to call her a stupid fat bitch. But the thing is I guess we can preserve our opening statements, and we can do this one of two ways, right? It can either go off the rails, and we can determine who's better at the insult flame war.
Yeah, I don't. Okay, so I think that when ladies are doing the insults, they're I don't know. When I do it, I'm definitely playing around, and I'm buddy, old pal. And I don't think it comes across that way, because people get like, I don't know, people get mad at me, so. And I don't mean them any harm. So maybe that's what he's doing here. I don't know. Let's go.
You all win that, or you can stick to the content. It's totally and completely up to you, right? But considering the fact that it looks like you still are addicted to the fork, I would be very cautious about going down that road. By the way, no evidence at all.
As long, okay, I guess
All
he's
of
kidding.
any grifting whatsoever. She says he's trying to waste his time with an unseasoned debater. Actually, that would prove that I'm not a grifter, that I do think that the ideology can get out, including to whoever her audience is. The fact that I'm willing to engage with her, and I engage with, quote, nobodies all the time, including on Twitter. I have no idea where she's even trying to go with that exactly. So
Nobody's a nobody. Okay, so you have worked hard. You've gotten success. That is true. I would like to do it. I'm not like super industrious right now, but yeah, I admire it. But call people nobodies. Nobody's a nobody. Like dead ass. Come on.
So far, I haven't seen any evidence of grifting. All I've seen is a bit of personal incredulity. Andrew Wilson have course, sell course, therefore grift. Very strange. I don't see why it's a problem for me to grade a course that highlights various debate skills that people seem to want and are willing to pay for. So with that, I'm willing to dive right into it. Just remember, it's up to you how the debate goes. It's up to you.
Thank you so much, Andrew. And as a kind reminder to the audience, we're going to get through the Andrew is a grifter portion of the debate, then we will move into secularism and then feminism. Of course, we will get through the debate, go in closing statements, and then read and respond to your kind super chats. Thank you so kindly. Of course, as always, tomato tradition, we will go into open panel afterwards, but I know we will be kind of on a time crunch as far as the debate is concerned. Josie and Andrew, I leave the floor open to you.
Yeah, so how does me having a debate course give evidence of grifting exactly?
Okay, so why did you name your course Debate University?
Well, because the idea there was to follow up.
Does anybody really think that like the course that you get from the YouTuber is an accredited course? I mean, so I guess that would be the reason to pay the $2,000 for whatever I did back in the day over his $250. Like, I guess I don't know. Higher ed, that's another one.
With more courses for debate that I could sell for profit in the future.
So there was no intention behind naming it university to maybe foster a sense of trust or imply a level of expertise.
I think it rolls off the tongue well.
And the whole
Okay. Andrew does have expertise. He's very good at what he does. All right, I'm gonna stop standing him. It's embarrassing.
verbal combat. Why did you choose to go with a theme of war or fighting?
Yeah, so a lot of my debate style comes from there's a sequence of old books, especially written by prison guards, who express and explain the ideas behind what is called verbal combat. What verbal combat is, and combat no contact, is that you're always, when you're engaging with opposition...
I've never heard that. So, okay, I was getting my PhD in philosophy. That's my main experience with this type of banter is in that context in the university, and then on like the blogs that grad students and professors would be on, which could get pretty gets quick. But yeah, I had never heard this whole time of these books by prison guards.
And engaging with ideas.
So I don't know, it's interesting. I'd like to look into it because like a lot of the stuff that he does, I recognize it. It's like, oh yeah, like we teach that.
Yes, you're in a form of mental combat. That's what's going on. And so the reason prison guards obviously do it is because they want to defuse situations so that they don't escalate. If those situations escalate, their very safety is at risk. I was always a big fan of that because I think ideologically that's also true between the left and the right, that these are very high stakes conversations ultimately. They do change minds and that they do have effects in society, and it is a war and it is combat with no contact.
You feel that this is combat? That this is a verbal war?
That the ideology between the left and the right, yes, it is war.
Okay, I disagree with that. Okay.
War, yes.
The discussion between you and me, you feel that this is combative?
Well, the debate course isn't called, how to debate with unfunny comedians. The debate course is called verbal combat. The idea behind it is the left-right.
Okay, I will say this. in her defense, oh boy, I will say this. I should not do this after I have an edible. Oh, yeah, okay. So one of my favorite things is the difference between the Pareto optimal outcome and the Nash equilibrium. This comes from decision in game theory. The idea is that to get to the Nash equilibrium, you eliminate something called your dominated strategies, okay? Your dominated strategy is any strategy, oh gosh, I don't remember the definition, but very loosely, without looking at the technical definition, your dominated strategy is the one that includes in it the options in which you'll lose. I don't know if I can explain the prisoner's dilemma when I'm falling asleep. I'm not, in that headspace right now, but I probably should. Anyway, Pareto optimal is the best outcome for all. So we'll just use prisoner's dilemma. So the Pareto optimum outcome is you guys both, get off. So you cooperate with each other. You trust each other, and you get the best possible outcome. Okay. The Nash equilibrium doesn't trust the person that they're working with. So even though they're not going to get so they're going to eliminate the strategy that risks them getting the maximum sentence. So they're going to rat out. They're not going to trust their partner. So anyway, there is something to be said when it comes to cooperation and outcomes. If we are in a spot where we can cooperate, and we already know this with iterated games, with games that you have to play over and over again. You have to build, to get somebody to do that with you, you have to build trust, right? It's not just a one and done with the prisoner's dilemma. Anyway, I'm not sure where I was going with that, but just basic. So I think both approaches are important. The one that's sort of hard hitting that tests the logical holes of your reasoning, and then also the one that's more collaborative, because you don't want to miss that optimal outcome just because you're fighting down here. I hope that made sense.
Fight dialectic and how to engage with progressives and feminists in debate and beat them. And yes, I do think that is an ideological war, and it's been going on for a long time.
And so who are your famous or political, or who are your famous graduates? I'll frame it that way. We'll keep the university theme.
You don't get diplomas. It's not a diploma mill. You just you can buy the course and watch it. There's no certificate. There's no graduates. And by the way, it was never framed as being that, ever. It's never been framed as being that.
Yeah, it's like a workbook, right?
You don't think that university implies that there's some sort of...
I don't know. I'm just assuming it's like a workbook.
Course completion or certification that comes with it?
There's nothing like that in the course. Never has
been. So you think that the word university in and of itself doesn't imply that?
Do you assume that people who are interested in debating with opposition using their verbal IQ are so fucking stupid that they're going to be fooled by the word university inside of a slogan to get them to buy a debate course? You just think that they're really fucking stupid and that you're really smart? You wouldn't be fooled, of course. Just them, the stupid plebs in my audience. They're just too dumb to understand that even though this was marketed as a way in which you could tango with somebody ideologically and win, that somehow they're going to be fooled into thinking they get a diploma in what? How to debate kind of better? What do you think that they're being fooled by here?
I think they're being fooled into thinking that, okay, well, if I learn from Andrew Wilson, if I buy his course, I'm going to be an expert. I'm going to know how to be an expert debater. That's what it's going to be. So maybe not necessarily a physical diploma,
I don't know.
but certainly...
Have you watched the course?
I'm not giving you $249, Andrew.
Okay, so the answer is no?
Yeah, of course it's no.
Okay, so then if you don't even know what the content is or what's expressed in the course or how things are described to the people in the course, this is not a classroom style where you have a chalkboard. This is me expressing the laws of logic. I brought in multiple logicians who are expert apologists to walk through the format of logical debate online. And thus far, I've gotten a very, very positive
expert apologist? That's weird. I've never heard. What is that?
Response from people who have viewed it. I don't know what to tell you.
What have those people gone on to do? What have they?
Well, many of them debate pretty prominently online. Many of them right here on this very channel that you're on right now. There's been dozens and dozens of them It seems to have helped them quite a bit. I get many emails from people who say it seemed to have helped them quite a bit in their personal lives when it came to dealing with their boss, coworkers, things like this. I was surprised. I didn't even know that would be a potential side outcome for the course, but apparently it was. This was really just focused on...
No, I believe that 100%. In fact, that's what the dialectical behavioral therapy is like. Pretty much logic, like the interpersonal communication skills that come with it is pretty much like this plus, it's more empathy centered, which is important, super important if you want to get to that Pareto optimal result. Hold on, I'll be right back. Will I? Yeah.
On how to engage in ideological verbal combat across ideological lines, and how to prepare people who have my ideology for that if they had interest in it. And it appears that it worked very well.
Can you name any of the seasoned debaters that you have educated?
You mean the ones that go on this program?
I've personally never seen this program.
Oh,
I don't know their names.
Well, then how would you know if I named them and I was lying or not? You should take my course, and then you wouldn't fall into those traps.
I'm saying you can name if they're...
Oh, sure. John, Jill, Jack, Jim, Fred, Chuck, Terry.
Yeah, I will say that when I started Twitter, I guess one person that I got, I don't know, somebody that was in my feed. It had is it with Wolf something? I don't know. He had like a 3 a.m. debate with Andrew Wilson. I got the impression that he was like maybe one of the students there, but like I got that impression. No, it wasn't. I didn't say that. I just kind of thought that. Yeah. Anyway, he's given him a lot of time, and the guy did get better. He got better. Because there's something about that adrenaline of going in front of somebody and you have to do it, where you remember.
Go ahead and refute that I'm lying. Prove it. Prove that I'm lying. Prove it.
Oh, come on.
But no household names, no major names in the debate.
It's unfalsifiable, Andrew. Come on, get it together.
Space, nothing like that.
Well, what does it take? What's a major name in the debate space? What would you consider?
I would argue that your name would be a major name in the debate space.
So people have been at this for years and years and years. And do you think that this course was marketed as though if you took it, you were going to be launched into prominence on YouTube for your debate skills? Do you honestly think that?
I mean, again, the word university would imply that if you complete it, you would gain some sort of level of expertise.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't imply that.
That is actually what the word university would imply. Yeah.
No, it literally doesn't imply that. All that the university.
He is skilled. People would want to learn that, and it's in a particular context that's really hard for people, which is another motivation that I have for trying to do this. I really want to empower people to be able to think through this topic in a way that's helpful, because the current state of things sucks. And we've come to a lot of the same conclusions. At the end we don't, but a lot, we don't come to all of the same conclusions. I think there is not just wiggle room, but very important wiggle room, where he kind of closes a gap. But we can get into that maybe another time. I should probably not do this after my edible, but I just got so excited.
What implies that there's some level here of learning that's going on. Not that there would be a level of expertise that goes on after you're done learning whatever the said thing is. For instance, you can have an introduction to debate, which I have, for instance. Why would that entail that you would instantly have some sort of higher level of expertise? All it would mean is that you receive some form of education on something. That's it.
Well, then why not debate elementary school?
It's not as catchy.
Do I know you?
I would argue that it would be more appropriate.
Why? How would you know? You haven't watched the course. How the hell do you know? How do you know?
By your own admission.
Okay, well, look. Let me ask you a few. Here, let's find out if this holds muster. If I ask you what are the 3 laws of logic? Can you tell me?
What are they? Okay, I did hear him do this once, and I got mad and pedantic because I was like, need those. Let's see.
No.
No. If I ask you what are metaphysics? Can you tell me?
He's not even gonna do it. Come on, law of excluded middle, the De Morgan's laws, those are the good ones. Double negation elimination, those are the basic ones. You just need one primitive and you build up recursively from there. Let's go.
No.
Can you tell me what epistemology is?
Metaphysics is the study of what is. It means beyond physics. Aristotle wrote it after the physics. Epistemology is theory of knowledge.
That is the knowing like what the truth is and the difference between a belief and or an opinion.
Here's how I would respond to that. I'd be like, yeah, it's a theory of knowledge.
No, but it's still.
And I didn't even know he was going to go with no immediately. I just said yeah because I am very like supportive of students when I teach them. Hi, Frog.
I mean, it's still a good try. I'm not going to beat you up about it. But what about ontology?
No.
Ontology is just, I guess, like the structure. I don't know. I kind of think of ontology like going along with taxonomies. It's kind of just like metaphysics, but more mathy, like mereology, that kind of thing.
Okay, so the thing is like these are very basic forms of philosophy that most people kind of leave on the table. But if you check out the course, you would know that I brought in experts, guys who do have PhDs, like David Patrick Harry and others who are famous.
I would love to help you settle a dumb drunk bet with your boyfriend. What is it?
Christian apologist. And they sit down and go over what all of those terms mean, why they mean those things, and how you can apply them to your knowledge base. And it helps to equip you in the future if you are having ideological combat.
Here we go. It's very dumb and stemmed from a drunk convo watching streams. Okay, let's hear it.
Out with a leftist, especially from a Christian paradigm.
But without any kind of measure or metric of expertise at the end of it, without some sort of guaranteed level of if you have completed this.
I don't think that, like, I mean, unless you promised it, you don't really owe that. It is good from a marketing perspective to have it, but I don't think you need to have that. And I don't think anyone expects you to. All right, basically, he bet me that a streamer wouldn't act pregnant with a pillow or something. So I have to, like, pretend I'm pregnant with a pillow? He bet me... Wait, hold on. He bet me that a streamer wouldn't act pregnant with a pillow. So you think a streamer would act pregnant with a pillow? Is that right? Sorry, I'm stoned. Oh man, of course I want you to win. What do you win? Oh my god. I don't know how old you guys are. I feel like this. I don't know. But I want you to win. Mother F. Okay. I don't know. Okay, here's a pillow. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it, but I don't know how one acts pregnant as opposed to acting fat, but I hope this counts. Okay, back to the other thing. I hope you won.
This is the knowledge that you will have, and this is the level at which you will be able to debate without giving that level of accreditation to it.
Accreditation from whom?
I mean, there are accredited, like the actual debate societies in America are.
Do you think that I'm running some kind of actual polished college or something that you have a 4-year degree or an associate's degree at? Or did I market that I would build out a course that's roughly 7 hours that would assist you with debating ideologies online? Because I'm pretty confident that that's what I marketed. Now, if you have evidence that I marketed something besides that, I would like to hear it and see it, but I'm 100% confident that that's exactly what I marketed and that that's exactly what people are buying.
I don't believe that you are dumb enough to think that your words don't hold meaning. And I don't believe that
well, I don't think you're dumb enough to think.
No, that's a good point. Like, a lot of these young guys that, watch this. So I'm not as, like, patronizing or condescending about it as, like, a lot of people are, but it is true that some of these people are very young. And they look up to, obviously, like, I'm not young. I look up to, and I don't even agree with them, and I look up to them. So, like, of course, a young kid who already, like, agrees with them is going to. So from that perspective, like, I think there might be some. I'm not, like, accusing of intentionally exploiting vulnerability, but I would suggest. So, like, you can never, like, tell somebody like force someone to do it. But I would suggest reflecting on that, I guess. Like, but I don't think what you're doing, selling the course for $250 is that big of a deal, really. I don't know. Make it a Bitcoin faucet, and then everybody wins. I don't know.
All words hold meaning.
Of course, but I'm saying I don't.
No, go ahead.
I'm saying that I don't think that you chose verbal combat and framed things as a war. I don't think that you chose university just willy-nilly because it, rolled off the tongue.
I just
So
gave you
okay.
an accounting, which is completely reasonable. I told you exactly where verbal combat came from. I told you exactly what the inspiration for that was. I did tell you that I believe that there's a grounded ideological war going on between the right and the left and between these ideological paradigms. And that course will assist you if you're engaging in those ideological paradigms, which more and more people are. It'll assist you in crafting your arguments for those paradigms. That's the way it was marked.
What exactly is the war? I guess it's like nothing woke. We don't want woke. Okay. But I think that the right or non-left, you could say, and it makes sense given everything we're saying, they see it as more of a war than like the people on the right do, at least from my perspective. Because I'm going on Twitter and I'm like, oh, you really think that like people like hate you? Okay. Like, I don't think people hate, but maybe, maybe there is some of that going on, and like people need to reevaluate how they're coming across, It's a bummer.
Marketed. That's the way it's always been marketed. If you can tell me what's actually wrong with that, I'd like to know.
Sure, it's that when you phrase things in terms of combat or in terms of war, you actually trigger the fight or flight response of your audience.
Good.
You don't honestly believe that the right and the left are at a war outside of social media.
They really think that. It's a religion versus secularism thing.
I just want to let you know, I don't know if you're aware of this or not, okay, but the left has, from my view, murdered an entire generation of human beings, murdered them, and is currently right now fighting on the streets in order
What abortion, I guess.
to get the right to murder more of them. Do I honestly believe that? Not a joke, not kidding. From my paradigm, they literally kill babies by the millions. Do I think that that's a war, a spiritual war, and an ideological war? You bet your fucking ass I do. Do I
It's spiritual, yeah, spiritual.
think that there's an ideological battle which is going on with the assessors of
Yeah, okay, so if you think, I don't know what his stance on, like, if he kind of has a cutoff or whatever, but if you think that, like, I mean, obviously those extreme cases with very, very young people who did not consent, like, who would die, like, obviously it should be allowed for them. I'm not religious, I wasn't raised religiously, so I don't know, but I can't imagine that any, like, omniscient, like, omnibenevolent God would want that to happen. I guess there are, I know some of the responses to that, but I can't believe that like a God like that would want that to happen to a young girl. But if you do believe that, if you do believe something like, we have free will, I don't know, bad things happening to innocent people, I don't know what that's doing. I guess it's like, but they don't believe in like past life karma or anything like that. Yeah, but anyway, if you think that every instance of abortion is clear case of murder, you might think you have this, mandate to convert. And you might think it's so important that you have to take violent means. And I think there is some of that thinking going on to a greater extent than people on the right believe.
these paradigms.
Sorry, no, people on the left believe. I think people on the right see this as, get that, yeah, as there's like a spiritual war that they have, like a mandate to fight. And people on the left, I don't think realize that. I think they just think like, oh, like red state horror movie. I don't know what they think, but yeah, I I think they're like serious. I don't know, pretty serious.
I try to describe for.
And if you think about like the beliefs behind it and the motivation behind it, like it makes sense. Like it makes sense if you think this is gonna save people's souls. It makes sense that like you think, oh, I have to do everything I can to make that happen. Like that makes sense.
For me, that you, a female, are every bit as much only a woman as the male who puts on a wig and pretends that they're you. Do you think I don't think that these are ideological battlefields? You're out of your fucking mind. Not only do I believe that 100%, but I can demonstrate it to you. I can demonstrate right now that we have been in basically an ideological Cold War for somewhere north of 60 fucking years. Yes, 100% I believe it. Not only do I believe it, but I wanted to equip people with some way to combat that, some way to do that better, because I happen to be very good at it. It's a skill I have.
Well, in fairness, I do think that you probably believe that abortion is murder. And I will agree that you believe that that part is actually violent and at the same level of a war. Fine. I won't try to say that you don't. If you are genuinely a Christian, you probably do believe that. What is
So
this?
then you just made a concession. So you just made a concession there that I believe that we're in an ideological war.
On that one topic, yes.
Yeah, so I think that leftists are doing everything in their power to destroy Christianity from the ground up. I think that that's their entire goal. I think that we can see it in the models of the NGOs that give millions and millions of dollars to leftist infiltration units whose entire job is to go in and give retraining to clergy. I've covered this many, many times on my stream and given the NGOs out and shown the evidence for this. Do I think that that's ideological in nature? Yes. Yes, I do. Do I think that this is a battle? I do think it's a battle. Do I think that because we're not using guns and ammo and bombs and tanks, it's any less of a war? I do not.
You guys weren't supposed to do that here. You're supposed to like fight your religious wars over in Europe. Like we weren't supposed to be involved in that. Why are you involving us? It's not what we're for over here in America. We have a separation of church and state.
I think that you're lying for your teeth.
Prove it.
Well, I mean, you have a tell of raising your eyebrows a specific way when you seem to get.
You're gonna use psychology when I raise my eyebrow. It's a tell of a lie. Okay, well here, hang on. Let's see. You're a beautiful woman.
That's not the way we're raising our eyebrows.
Sorry.
That's not the way we're raising our eyebrows to be the tell. But all I'm saying is that it's, as the average human, I can see through a crock of shit when I hear it. It's very
That's
obvious.
nice. This is what's called an argument from incredulity. It's perfectly acceptable for me to believe that you believe that I'm full of shit. But your job right now is not to tell me what you believe. Your job right now is to demonstrate that that is the case. And I'm willing 100% to engage with whatever it is you bring to the table to actually demonstrate that you think that I'm lying. But this has been consistent with my online presence since I was fucking, I don't know, in my late 20s.
So then why do you not get involved in actual politics, actual like on the ground politics? Why do you not run for anything?
Well, first of all, I'll tell you a couple things that I've experienced here, learning from different creators, especially. One, it does not transfer over well. Being very popular online doesn't necessarily transfer over very well to popularity in the mainstream. If you're a big movie star, perhaps like Arnold Schwarzenegger or Jesse Ventura, people like this, that can transfer over fairly well, your household name. When it comes to online,
I'm like scared to say what I think the real reason is. I'm not gonna say it.
In popularity, however, that does not transfer over well for grassroots. And there's many content creators who've gone that road, like Sargon of Akkad, for instance, went that route. Destiny went that route when he tried to do canvassing campaigns, and many other did. And it was an abysmal failure, even though they're very...
Not like super scared, but like a little bit scared, you know? A little bit. Not like super scared, like, but a little bit. Enough to where I'm like, I don't know if I want to say that.
Popular online. It's very possible, I know you probably never thought about this, but the translation of the skill set that I have may not translate well to IRL politics, but may translate well to informing IRL politics.
Say what?
So you put in absolutely no work outside
Say what? Drew, what?
of just these online debates and streams
Hi,
for your
though.
ideology. That's your form of
I didn't
engaging.
say that at all. I engage
What do
with
you do?
politicians all over the place, assist them with arguments. I've assisted with grassroots campaigns, which have been spearheaded largely by a guy who works for me named Rob Noor, who interacts with the RNC on a regular basis, and we've helped to change a lot of the conversation when it comes to this. But that and me being a skillful IRL politician are two very different things. Do you realize that politicians...
What I was gonna say. Why Andrew Wilson doesn't want to run for office? No.
For instance, have political strategists. They have speechwriters. They have rhetorical trainers. They have people who assist them in all aspects of political strategy. It's not just Andrew's really good and informed on politics, and so therefore he'll be a good politician. It doesn't always transfer over that way. And by the way, nobody's better at knowing my skill set than me. Certainly not you.
I mean, I've seen your display of skills online. So
Have you?
I've seen
Who's gonna go through his hard drives? Come on.
more than I'd like. But why not hire those people? If you want to enact change, why not hire them? No, I'm saying why not
Anything
hire
else? I did hire one. What do you mean?
Why not hire a political strategist? Why not hire?
I did hire one. What do you mean?
Oh, so then why not make your foray into politics?
Because people
If you
go...
hired them-
Who's gonna go through his hard drives? Like,
People go where they're effective.
and you wouldn't be an effective leader. You wouldn't be effective.
Well,
in
now you're
politics?
conflating things. You think that leadership can only be confined to the political, but it's not. And the thing is, that's funny here, that's interesting especially, is that
yeah,
why do
I think a lot of people are really anti-establishment, and it's like super anti-establishment, I guess like a sort of rebellious attitude. Say what you want. I don't have data in front of me. I just have my own anecdotal evidence. And I think I have heard some data about it somewhere, whatever. What was I saying? I'm so stoned. Okay. Hold on.
Need to confine myself to the ideas of what you have for politics when clearly you don't know much about politics. I just walked you through. There's a multitude of skill sets that people have that would be applicable to the worldview. Some people are very good at being in front of cameras, IRL, and kind of delivering the rhetoric that way. They're very likable, perhaps. They have all sorts of various skill sets which would gravitate people towards them. But they also need people to craft arguments, to be supportive influencers, et cetera, et cetera. So just because I'm on one front of the ideological battle and not directly on the political front doesn't mean I'm not engaged on the political front. That's just absurd.
Would you argue that there are some people in this world that set a goal for themselves that they can never achieve? Would you say that that's something that happens pretty often?
What?
They set a goal for themselves that they can never achieve.
And that they know that they can never achieve, but they sort of make that their long-term
I think that's my whole life, honestly.
end goal.
I don't know if I believe that or not.
Okay. I would argue that it's true. There's a lot of people that...
Can you demonstrate it through something other than an assertion?
Sure. There's one of the talking points of the whole anti-feminist movement is there are women who say that feminism is cancer and they want to end the vote of the women in the West. That's never going to happen. They
Why
have
not?
to know...
I think it's getting traction.
Why won't it ever happen?
Because of what we have in place just within our democracy. That's not
Do
something
you realize that
works.
suffrage, universal suffrage, is a new idea?
Yeah, I do.
Why? So it's very convenient for status quo individuals to say that such things like this will never be repealed or contracted when we look at Roe v. Wade, which was also part of the status quo.
Oh, I know what I was going to say. Boys like to break rules, girls like to follow them. So the right wing people are breaking more rules now, which is just making it even more appealing to men under 25 or 30.
And it was overturned. Political ideologies change.
It's gone. All right. Well, then I guess I'm going to be done. I think I got some good stuff out there. I think I also, forgot to say anything because I am stoned, and I'm probably not a great idea, but, there's probably some stuff on there. She was making a point that I was really excited about, and I was excited, and I was excited to agree with her, but then we got cut off. Maybe that's why. All right, that's it. I don't know if anyone can hear me. I guess so. Thank you.